Good morning, how you doing? Coach Ernie here, and it is Thursday, December 5th, 2024. Yep, I was right, December 5th. Habit. How you doing? It is first snow, actually, out there for the season, for us anyways, and although just a little bit. The market, so what we're going to do today, I'm sorry for hesitating. I got a lot on my mind. The market is very subdued. What we're looking to do is look at three different factors to figure out whether or not we're going to be taking a trade today. Yesterday, actually, there was no trade. We did talk about putting on a multi-day DTE, so from that respect, there was a trade. I was able to put on a multi-day, actually for expiration for today. And so I'll be looking for a 0 DTE trade to set up today. The reason why we don't get a trade sometimes is that the market might not really be moving at all. For instance, yesterday it moved up a little bit and then just kind of went sideways. And in fact, the overnight action has been virtually nil. I believe the market is right where the current market, the current futures market, is where the close was yesterday, Wednesday. And so there's been very, very little movement in the market. So there's not a whole lot you can do. The volatility is super low. So not much premium left in those options. And so that just sort of takes us right out of the game. There's really no reason to risk anything if you have such high gamma risk and so low profit potential. So, but I did put on a 1 DTE trade for potential today. And I was planning on putting both a put call and a put fly and a call fly. But the price never really moved down far enough for me to put on a call fly. It moved up to a new all-time high, so I put on a put fly. And so we'll see if the market will move down there. It doesn't have to move very much for me to be in profit. So that's how little the market moves. Well, instead of talking about it, let's take a look and see what we have. All right. So first thing we want to look at is the VIX, and looks like it's pretty much where it was yesterday morning when I last reported, right around 13.5. That tells us that we should be 10 to 20 wide. Also, when we get down to this low, we're considering an edge case trade, the multi-day, or what we call the time warp. And yesterday I put on a 1 DTE. So today I'll probably be looking for another 1 DTE trade as well for tomorrow. And see if we can recapture at least some price movement. But, you know, there really hasn't been a lot. I mean, let's take a look at what we have for direction. As you can see, we moved right up there, a little doji, just sort of sitting up there in nowhere land. The past few days have been like that, so not much you can do about that. All-time highs, the volatility is low, the liquidity is low, volume is low, everything's low, including trading frequency. So let's take a look at the ES. You can see here the purple dotted line and the green dotted line. The purple dotted line is yesterday's close, and the green one is the current market. Well, green, red now. So you can see that there's virtually no change. We moved a little bit down for a period. Actually, I was looking for it to come down to here at the 60-65 level in order to enter that call fly, but it never happened. I put on a put fly when we came up and then just kind of went sideways, and it looked like that was going to establish a new all-time high and just sort of stay there, so I put on a put fly for down here. And then later in the afternoon it decided to move up a bit and then just level off. So looks like had I been a little bit more aggressive, but there's really no reason to be aggressive in this market. And I'm not going to throw good money after bad. But had I put on a call fly, it looks like it probably would have done well. You don't really know what's going to happen, so you can't speculate like that. Let's take a look at the big ass fly just to see. We'll go to Thinkorswim and look at our. Let's see, I'm looking at a very, very, very small screen here. There we go. So for the big ass fly or potential morning trade, we're looking for heightened implied volatility. And we can tell that if the debit of a 50 wide at the money fly is low enough. Typically that means the debit has to be 25 or less. Well, we're not anywhere close to that. In fact, we're right near the top range of debits that I've ever seen, which means that premium has, the decay of premium has accelerated dramatically due to the very low volatility. And so that means that we have a huge debit of 33.50 and very little potential profit to be made. So there's not a lot of good reason to get into this trade. You're just taking on way too much risk. If we do get one of those market shocks and we move quickly out here, you're looking at a huge potential loss. So it's just too much risk to take this trade. The gamma risk is too big. Everything is just not right. That's why we set the limit at 25, and then you have a sufficient profit potential. You have lower gamma, better sensitivity to price. All of that is more in line. And same goes this morning for the NASDAQ. It's outside of our trading parameter. So there you go. Go back to here, to the big head. So that's the situation that we have. We are trying to take advantage of a few different things. We're trying to take advantage of time. Time right now, so that's why we do the 0 DTE. And that trade is still on if we get a pullback to one of the structural levels. But if that doesn't happen, then there's no trade. We're trying to take advantage of price direction. That's why we put out of the money trades, so that it is a directional trade. But if there's no real movement in the market, there's not much you can do there. And we're trying to take advantage of where volatility is. Volatility is super low, which means that premium has accelerated its decay, which translates into not much meat on the bone to grab. So our best option is to trade super small, maybe fall back on a multi-day trade so that we can take advantage of that accelerated premium decay, maybe, and trade small enough so that we're not risking much. We always put on asymmetric trades. Typically 10%, the debit is usually set at 10% of the width, which would work out to about a 1 to 9 risk to reward. However, we like to trade a range anywhere from 1 to 7 to 1 to 15. Within that range, there's no way to know where the sweet spot's going to be for that day. But all of those, that sort of asymmetry is acceptable. But in this case, we'll just take it slow, see if we get a good pullback. Maybe the 1 DTE I put on yesterday will come into play today. Who knows? Do we have any... I know that we should have an unemployment report this morning, so maybe it will provide a little bit of energy into the market. And I'll just take a quick look and see there. Yeah, we have unemployment claims at 8:30. So that's coming up in about an hour. And we'll see if that injects a little bit of volatility into the market, but who knows? Other than that, we're all good. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for joining me. If you would like to learn more about 0 DTE trading, how to become consistently profitable and an independent trader, then go down below. There's a link where we're going to be opening up a new school community on the first of the year. and it's really going to be a bargain. You're gonna it's an incredible little tool, and the price is right. You'll see more about that in the coming days. Thank you very much. Hope you all have a great day. Take care.